Hello and welcome everyone, this is Adam from Critical Impact Gaming, and today we have another epic Wi-Fi battle for you. So I finally have everything set up in my apartment, and I got my Wi-Fi going so I can upload videos now. So I'm going to be facing against a opponent I found on my Facebook group. It's actually one of my favorite Pokemon Facebook groups. I'll leave a link in the description. But anyways, he's going to be leading off with his shiny Dragapult. I'm going to be leading off with my Ben Swallow Incineroar over here. And obviously he's not going to be staying in and wanting to take a knockoff, so he's just going to U-turn. That does a hefty chunk. I'm thinking, okay, I didn't see a Life Orb, so that's probably a choice banner right there, because that did a lot of damage for being a neutral attack. And he's just going to be sending in his Gyarados, which is also shiny. I think his entire team is shiny. That's pretty cool. So I am going to go for that knockoff and take out his Lumberry. That's fine, it doesn't really change much in the battle, honestly. But I am going to go out into my Milotic, since I know I can tank a Waterfall or Earthquake pretty easily. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be packing the Power Whip. I mean, that's why I have, but maybe he has Ice Fang too, because you know, more or less early in the game he doesn't really reveal his set except for Waterfall. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. It's safe for me to stay in and just fire off an Ice Beam and potentially take him out, since I am my modest nature Milotic this time around. But he actually takes a safer play and switches it out into his Ferrothorn as I fire off my Ice Beam, and I actually get lucky and I get him frozen solid. So very nice here. I am going to recover a little bit more from my leftovers recovery over here, as does my opponent as well. And so yeah, this is actually a very crucial thing for his Ferrothorn to be frozen solid for a few turns. Spoilers, a few turns. He doesn't thaw out right away. I am going to go out into my Breaker, my Terrakion over here, the monster. Yeah. Now, at this point, I can't quite safely go for the close combat because he does have the Dragapult and the Togekiss, so I'm just going to make a safe play by going for the Stone Edge, because that is still stab and it'll do a lot to anything. Luckily for me, he brings in his Togekiss, and I fire off my Stone Edge, it connects, and I take it out. Critical hit and all. I don't think I even needed the critical hit. I think that would KO'd either way. Not to mention the fact that I am a choice band Terrakion set, so that's pretty nice. I love how powerful this thing is. I'm so glad it's back in the metagame. So my opponent's just gonna bring out his Whimsicott, and I mean, looking at his team, I'm thinking it's more of like a ranked 3v3 kind of built team. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting though. But I definitely don't want to take a Giga Drain, or Giga Drain or an Energy Ball. So I'm gonna switch out into my Dead Weight over here, and he actually goes for the Moonblast. So I mean, that would have thrown me out either way. But I don't really take too much damage for that, as he fires off a Fake Tears, lowering my special defense by 2 stages. And I'm just gonna fire off an Anchor Shot, and that'll either kill him or trap him in if he has a Focus Sash, which he actually does indeed have the Focus Sash, kind of confirming that is a more of a ranked 3v3 team. But I mean, that's still pretty cool. I'm gonna go into my Ben Swallow over here, because I know I can threaten him out with the Fake Out. Either that, or I just won't be affected by any of his status moves, because if you didn't already know, Prankster does not work on Dark type Pokemon. So obviously he can use his Tailwind because it's not targeting me. But you'll see in just a second here, he's going to try to use his Fake Tears just to try to lower my special defense, but it doesn't work because of the fact that I'm Dark type, so that's pretty cool. I just go for the safe Flare Blitz, and I went to reveal my Fake Out too early because I still want to handle that Gyarados later on, and also the Rotom. And I was kind of predicting him to go into his Ferrothorn so I could take some chip damage from the Iron Barbs and not really doing damage with the Fake Out. But he's just going to send in his Dragapult now, and I'm kind of thinking I want to switch out. I haven't really showcased my Weezing in this game yet, and it is my physical wall of the game, so I figure now is a good time. He is just going to lock himself into the Dragon Dart skin. I was hoping he'd just go for another U-turn, or maybe even a Phantom Force or something like that. But he just lock himself into the Dragon Darts. It does a little bit over 50%, like just a little bit, but then I recover some with my Black Sludge, and I'm able to live the second Dragon Darts with measly 3 HP. So I'm going to go ahead and spread my aids over here and fire off a Will-O-Wisp, burning and crippling the opponent's Dragapult. So that is very handy for me, especially later on in this game. I'm going to try to preserve my Weezing here, as his Tailwind does peter out. I don't think you even really need that Tailwind, honestly. It's kind of a wasted turn. But I'm just going to go on to my Urza, since I know he's locked into it and I won't be affected by it, since I am the Fairy type. So now that's kind of forcing a switch for my opponents, and I believe I just take advantage of that knowledge and go for a Wish, trying to heal up the rest of my team. and he's just gonna bring in his Ferrothorn. Under normal circumstances, that would be a perfectly normal play. However, he doesn't know that I am the Wish support set with Wish, Heal Bell, and Will-O-Wisp. And if he weren't frozen, I definitely would have just stayed in and gone for a Will-O-Wisp, honestly. But I also want to heal with my Weezing because it could play a very big role in this game still, even though it's only at 3 HP or 13 now, I guess, because of the Black Sludge. But since there's no Stealth Rocks up on the field, I can come in safely, get the Wish up, and get another Black Sludge recovery, bringing me up all the way up to 110 HP out of 172. So that's a pretty good turn in my book. I'm gonna fire off a Flamethrower, and my opponent does finally thaw out this turn. And no, Flamethrower did not make him thaw out. It's not one of the moves that is auto thaw like Scald or Sacred Fire. Is kind of just luck, I guess, but he does just go for the Gyro Ball. Doesn't really do much to me, and I'm going to fire off a Will-O-Wisp to try to cripple his Ferrothorn and basically eliminate his leftover recovery. However, he's a little bit smarter than that and just goes into the Rotom, which is going to be able to absorb the Will-O-Wisp. And yeah, I'm going to get some Black Sludge recovery. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. As long as my Weezing was able to get a little bit of chip damage off on the Ferrothorn, that's kind of all that matters to me at this point. Because he's just going to take me out with the Discharge, and I'm thinking that maybe Choice Specs, because again, I don't see a Life Orb just like with the Dragapult, so I'm thinking it's probably Choice Specs. Also, he didn't full switch. But anyway, I'm just going to bring in the threat, the power, the destruction, the Terrakion, and I'm just going to click my close combat because I know something is going to die. My opponent's kind of taking a minute or two to decide what they want to do here, as I do withdraw their Rotom and go out into the Ferrothorn, probably predicting me to go for another Stone Edge. Fortunately enough for me, I was able to see through that switch there, and I am able to take out the Ferrothorn. So I guess I didn't really need the chip damage. I thought I was going to, but I was able to get that lucky close combat off on the Ferrothorn. So, yeah, that's nice. Weezing kind of died in vain there, but at least he got that crucial Will-O-Wisp off against the Dragapult. So now he's probably aware that I'm Choice Banded at this point because I haven't switched up my moves at all. So he's going to go into these Dragapult, which is immune to my close combat, as I just go out into my Urza, my Gardevoir, because, you know, same reason, I'm immune to the Dragon Darts. And he's just going to take a little bit more damage from that burn. Was it 6% in this generation, I believe? As I think I just fire off a Psychic just to try to get some more damage off and try to take him out if he wants to stay in. But he actually goes out into his Gyarados, and I go for a Psychic, and unfortunately it just lives by a little sliver. If I was able to have my Stealth Rocks up, then that would be perfectly fine, and he would just die. You know, I don't even think I have Stealth Rocks in this team, so that's kind of an error on my team building part. So he does flinch me with the Waterfall, and that does way more than 50%, so I definitely can't take another one. I don't want him to get the Moxie boost off right away, so I'm going to go out into my Tidal. As I said earlier, he hasn't revealed any means of using the Power Whip, so I'm thinking maybe he just has the Ice Fang, Dragon Dance, Waterfall, and Earthquake set. And I could definitely live an Earthquake and just fire off the Ice Beam, Scald, or Dragon Tail if I want. But he does actually reveal the Power Whip, so that is very good for my opponent. Very good hiding that. He's going to get the Moxie boost up to +1 in physical attack, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to send in my Ben Swallow over here and get off the Intimidate, which will bring him back down to neutral attack. And I'm thinking now is the perfect time to reveal the Fake Out. Why not? He only has like 1 or 2 HP left anyway, and this will 100% for sure KO. So now my opponent, I think, only has 2 Pokemon left, being the Dragapult and the Rotom. He's going to send him the Dragapult, which I was thinking maybe he'd go for an Outrage or something like that, but he actually just goes for the Dragon Darts right here. As I go for the knockoff, the Dragon Darts, it still does a pretty decent chunk, maybe 30% give or take. And I'm going to knock off to take out the Dragapult finally. I'm not sure if you guys heard my phone go off. I think it's... No, my phone's not on silent. You guys might have heard my notifications. So now we are getting down to my opponent's last Pokemon, being the Rotom Heat over here. I do still have a pretty substantial lead with the 4-1 score, but my opponent is definitely going to be faster than my Incineroar, and he's going to be able to take me out with the Discharge, since I'm pretty low HP already, so unfortunately Incineroar will go down in this game. I'm thinking I could go into my dead weight just to tank those discharges pretty well, or I could just go into my breaker and go for the close combat to finish off the game. So very good game. I don't want to say your name just in case you don't want to be public, but GG to my opponent. I hope you guys had a great time watching this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I always love reading and replying to comments, and I hope you have a nice day, everyone. Bye.